Hi there, this is the Common Magician with a couple of quick tips. It's not something I usually do. Usually my videos are relatively long, but this is going to be very short. I just want to give you a couple of quick tips for various apparatus that you probably need and don't need to pay an awful lot for. In fact, you can do this quite cheaply. The first thing is a close-up mat or practice mat. This is the one that I use the most. And it's actually two-sided. It's red on one side, black on the other. And I did this very cheaply. I was walking through a department store one evening around a holiday sale time, and there was a sale or a clearance going on, and I noticed these placemats. It's just a place setting that you would have at a dinner table. There was one that was kind of this burgundy color, had a little bit of a shine to it, had a neat very basic pattern to it with a border around the edge, and I thought, boy, that would be a really nice close-up mat. That would be, a very nice ornate-looking kind of close-up mat, a little bit nicer than what you would purchase at a magic store. That would just be kind of a squishy sort of felt surface with a rubber backing on it, which I've never had great luck with, keeping those very long. I don't know about you, but I find that they get crunched up or creased. And oftentimes they'll even come creased if they've been folded or if they've been rolled up and packaged. And I find that the rubber backing dries out, dry rots, and they just don't last very long. So I thought, well, I'll buy one of those and I'll use that. And then I noticed that there was a couple of different colors. There was this burgundy color, which I thought looked nice, but there was also a black, kind of a satin, silky black looking color. So what I did is I just bought both of them, and I thought, well, I'll just sew them together. So just in a couple of places I stitched them together so that they would stay together, and then I use this waffle rubber backing kind of shelf liner stuff. I cut a piece out that's a little bit smaller than the mat. I place that underneath to keep it from sliding around. It gives a nice soft surface between the two layers of the mat and then the rubber backing. So this is a great close-up mat that I've been using for quite some time now. You see it in the videos a lot. And it's nice to have two colors because you can use kind of a lighter card back with the dark color, and then of course you can flip it over and use the darker colors, blues and blacks, with the red for some contrast, or you can mix it up and put red with red or whatever the case may be. So this is the first quick tip I wanted to give you. So just I think these were probably around $5 a piece. Again, it was a pretty, simple holiday sale. It's not a very complex pattern, and of course you don't want something that's complex. So just think about a placemat. Placemat is just about the perfect size for a close-up mat. So go take a look at a department store, even at a Walmart, something that's low discounty kind of place, and see what they have and see what can work for you. So that's one tip. This is another practice mat. I'm doing this because a comment popped up on a video I just put up, and I happen to be sitting here with a camera. I replied to the comment, and I thought I would just share this. There's no sense in keeping it to myself, but they noted I have this practice mat here, this close-up pad, and they said, "Oh, you got a new one." Well, it's not a new one, but I did make this so that I could travel and have something with me, and I wouldn't have to use a towel or something like that when I'm traveling and on vacation. This is actually just a piece of self-adhesive craft felt that you can get at a craft store. It's just felt. It's real felt with a sticky back to it. It's self-adhesive, so you could lay it on some kind of crafting sort of project and it would stick. I assume it would probably be used for like a liner or something inside of a box, like a wooden box liner or something like that, if you were doing some craft work like that. Or you could cut shapes out, felt shapes, and stick them to some kind of scrapbook or something like that. But it was this size, and then I noticed that in the column next to this in the store there was self-adhesive craft foam. They were actually right next to each other. So I got to thinking, well, that foam would make a nice backing for the felt, and it would be a pretty good practice mat. It wouldn't slide around very easily, and it already has the adhesive on it. And each one of these was around less than 50 cents for each sheet. So this was very, very, very inexpensive. and I compared them. They were approximately the same size. There was some standard sizes. They made a bigger size, too, if you wanted a larger one. My goal was to get something really tiny that I could at least get a deck of cards on and I could shuffle. So I could still, shuffle cards together and have enough space to do that. I could pick them up without leaving cards behind when I'm traveling and all I have is a hard surface. So this worked out pretty well. I stuck them together. I just took some scissors and I trimmed very neatly around to make sure that it was nice and flush all the way, and that's what I got. It was in all different colors. You could get a black rubber backing if you wanted to, and maybe a red felt, and you could put that together. They had white was the only one that they had. They didn't have any black. They were out of it. So I thought, well, I don't need to be picky. I'll just grab that, and then I'll have a mat. So, but you can go to the craft store, be picky about it, and make something really nice for yourself. And my assumption on this is that this will probably last longer than most magic store close-up or close-up mats, practice mats. It's just a better materials involved in this. So rather than that kind of cheap flacking on that foam rubber back that can dry rot out, I think this will last me a bit longer. So those are 2 tips, and this is the 3rd tip. So this one has to do with a practice mirror, a set of practice mirrors. Typically when you practice, you want to practice in front of a mirror. It's nice if you can get mirrors around your working environment, so you're looking head on, and then also that you can be looking at the side angles. And this here is a practice mirror that I put together. I actually did not purchase this as a practice mirror. You can spend an awful lot of money on a setup like this that is meant for practicing close-up magic. I went to a dollar store, a chain that we have in town that is national called Dollar Tree, and I went in there and I found these mirrors. They were just for, well, I guess everything's $1, so each mirror was $1, so $3 there, $1 per mirror, and they're pretty good size. You can see in comparison here to a deck of cards, that's about the size of it right there, so pretty good depth and width. And you've actually seen this mirror set on some of the tutorials whenever I'm using it. And it looks nice from the front. It's got nice margins on it. You can see here, if I lay it out flat, you can see that there's just small framing on it. And what I did was pretty simple. All I did was I duct taped them together. So there you go. Three relatively inexpensive mirrors, just duct taped together in the back and set up as a practice mirror set. So again, rather than paying $50 to $100 for a nice set of practice mirrors, you can spend $3 and do it yourself. So there you have it. Some quick tips for practicing apparatus, a couple of close-up mats, a few easy designs, and practice mirrors. And I would say all of this on a good day, on the right deals, would probably cost you less than $10 for all of it. So, yeah, there it is. So good luck with that, and I wish you happy magicking.